Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while since I posted a video of me combing my daughter's hair, so I decided to go ahead and record this hairstyle. This is kind of a braid twist mohawk, so I'll just show you what I'm gonna do. So first, what I'm gonna do is take the front of her hair and part it in like a half circle. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Um, at the top of her head, well, like in the front center of her head. Um, I'm going to be using that section to have the hair coming like on the side of her face instead of like in her face, because she's not a big person that likes to have hair in her face. So that's what I'm doing with the first half. Okay, so now that I got the first half parted and pinned out the way, I'm going to go ahead and take the Carol Starter hair honey grease and like grease her scalp. This seems to work pretty well on her hair. It works better than the Blue Magic that I use for my hair, so I'm going to continue to use this for her hair. And then for the ends, I'm just going to take the African Pride curling cream when it's time to twist. Her hair is washed and blow dried, but I blow dried it maybe like 90% of the way because I wanted it to be all the way dry by the time she went to bed so her pillows wouldn't get wet. And it's cold here. I know I have the heat on in the house, but it's cold here, so I wanted her to, not get sick and be comfortable. So what I'm doing now is taking like the back half of her hair and parting it into three sections. Now the middle section for the mohawk will be smaller than the outer two sections, just so I'll be able to create a mohawk when it's time to two-strand twist the middle of her hair. Now these parts technically don't have to be perfect because you're really not gonna see them. I made them as perfect as I wanted them to be, but you can make them, however you want. It doesn't have to be straight again because nobody's gonna see that part anyway. As you can see, I'm turning my child because I do not have a chair where I'm able to turn her. Hopefully I can get some stools or a chair that like turns, that way it'll be easier when I'm filming and when I'm combing her hair. Okay, so now that I got this part situated, I'm gonna go ahead and I took the grease and grease her scalp. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to braid her hair, and then twist the ends of the hair once I'm done braiding. So the first braid that I'm doing is kind of like at an angle or curved, I guess you can say. Um, and I try my best not to do her hair tight because the outer edges of her hair, they break off pretty easily. So I try not to do that. So what I do is I take the front half of her hair and I two-strand twist it. It may look like I'm braiding it, but I promise you I'm two-strand twisting the front half of her hair. And then I start to braid once I get kind of past her edges. And I'm trying to move it closer so you can see. You can't really tell, but that's what I'm doing. So I two-strand twist the front half of her hair, and then I started braiding. Now, once I get to the ends, I take the African Pride curling cream, and then I apply it to her hair, and then I start two-strand twisting her hair. Now, you can braid to the end, but I wanted to two-strand twist because, for one, it's easier to take down, and for two, I was looking for like a more of a full mohawk and not a thin mohawk. So I two-strand twist her hair. Okay, so for the second braid, what I'm gonna do is make that skinny. So I made the first braid fat, and then the second braid skinny, and I'm gonna do that on both sides. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the grease. Try to get this part as straight as I can, and then I'm going to do the same thing like I did the first braid. I'm going to flat twist first, and then I'm going to braid. So my camera says that this hairstyle took about 45 minutes. Because I recorded the whole thing. You won't see the whole thing, obviously, in this video, but I did record the whole thing, and it says it took about 45 minutes. Again, I'm going to just apply the African Pride, and then just 2-strand twists all the way down. Now I'm going to go ahead and continue to do the rest of it, and then I'll show you what the first half looks like. Okay, so this is what the first half looked like. I did big braid, skinny braid, big braid, skinny braid, all the way down on the first half. And I'm going to do that again on the second half, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what the second half looks like. It's the same thing as the first half. Now that I got those both halves done, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm sorry for turning her in the camera. I'm just going to go ahead and 2-strand twist the middle part of her hair. I'm going to make them pretty big because once they dry, they'll be juicy. The skinnier you make, the more twist you'll have, obviously, but it won't give the effect that I'm looking for. All right, guys, so if you haven't already, go ahead and look at my social media handles. I do leave them in my description box as well. And go ahead and please follow me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and 2-strand twist the middle section of her hair, and then I will come back and show you guys what it looks like when it's done. So after I 2-strand twist, this is what you get. It looks crazy, but once I start pinning it up, it'll look cute. All right, so for the first half of her hair, well, the front half, not first half, front half of her hair, I am going to be braiding it and twisting it, but I'm going to be doing it in a way where it will not be in her face. So what I'm going to do first is part her hair into, I believe I parted into 2 sections, maybe 3 sections, and then I braided the hair on an angle. So I have the first section parted off, and then I'm just going to apply the grease like I did the rest of the hair, and then I'm going to braid it. I did part it on the angle because of the way I want it to look. I'm sure you could part it another way. It's totally up to you if you like hair in your face, but she doesn't. Again, I 2-strand twist just a couple of pieces on the front, and then I braid the rest. And once I'm done braiding, like I did the back, I just twisted her hair with the African Pride curling cream. If you're wondering if she sits through me doing her hair, she usually does. If I'm doing something a little more tedious that requires a little more time, then I'll do half of it, take a break, and then come back and do the other half. But most of the time, I can finish it in less than an hour, as long as she has like a snack, something to drink, and something to watch. But she'll pretty much sit still and let me comb her hair. So again, I did the same thing. I angled it a little bit. But you'll see on like the next few braids, I really didn't angle it. I just parted it kind of straight. But you'll see once I get it. I don't know how to adjust my camera. Like YouTube is still kind of new to me. So I'm sorry if my videos always look fire or whatever, but like I'm not a pro with this. And I'm still learning, although I've been doing YouTube quite a while now. I just don't know how to adjust my cameras to make like so that way you can see it up close and personal. I'm gonna, I guess, ask around and ask different people like, hey, do you know how to do this or fix this? I'm sure somebody could teach me, I probably could just YouTube it, but we'll see. Okay, so the next braid, I believe I parted it straight, but then it was like in a triangle at the same time, because of the way her hair was going. I almost wanted to do my hair just like this because this was so cute when I was done. I was thinking like, oh, I should do my hair like this, but at the same time, I knew it was gonna take me a long time because, for one, it's braids. I probably could have two-strand twisted, but for one, it's braids, and it's just gonna take me forever on my hair. But somebody else here, I can do it obviously pretty quickly. Okay, so this will be the last braid in this section. And then I'll show you what it looks like in the next section. I believe it's just a total of 2 sections because I'm going to show you what I do to the next section. You don't have to braid, like I said, because she doesn't like hair in her face. I chose to braid it, but if you don't mind the hair in your face, you totally could just use like regular two-strand twists. Okay, so that's the first section done. Now I'm gonna do the second section, but the second section I'm going to go ahead and braid. I think it was 2 braids, I believe. This first braid, I'm gonna braid it going upward, and you'll see why in a minute. So just like the other braids, I'm gonna apply the grease and two-strand twist it and then braid it. I know it looks like I'm braiding, but I promise you it's a two-strand twist at the front and then it's a braid. By the time she did go to bed, her hair was completely dry. I think we started around maybe 1 or 2 shortly after lunch, and then I let her play around the house and let it air dry. So this is why I decided to braid it upward because I was gonna two-strand twist it down. I mean braid it down, but then I realized it was gonna be in her face. But this next braid that I'm gonna braid, I do plan on braiding it down. That way, first of all, it'll look correct, and then it won't stick up if I um, braid it down. Because if I decided to take this braid and braid it upward, it would have had some kind of up effect where I would either have to pin it down or re-braid it anyway because it just would have been looking crazy. So I did not two-strand this braid, but what I did was I made sure I was being very careful around her edges, or I probably even left them out altogether. Um, and I just finished the braid like I did the rest of them. Now for the rest of the hair that's left out, I did two-strand twisted just like I did the middle half of her hair. I did make them a little bit smaller than I did the back because I wanted the front to be full. So I'm going to go ahead and start two-strand twisting the front half of her hair. Well, the hair that's left over. I'm not going to braid it. I'm just going to two-strand twist it so it'll be full. And then I'll show you what it looks like before I start pinning her hair. Okay, this is what the front half looks like. As you can see, it looks full, but it's not like too crazy. For the back, I got really confused because for one, I know I hate bobby pins, and I'm sure she probably would hate it if something starts sticking her. So I started pinning her hair this way, that way, that way, and this way, and it wasn't looking good to me. So it really took me some time to figure out what in the world I was gonna do with the back of her hair. I'm going to show you what I did, but eventually I took this down because I found a different way to do it. I ended up just braiding like the top half of her hair and then letting the back half hang down. And then I put a bow each day to match her outfit for school on the back half of her head. Now, all I'm doing here is just taking the twist braid or braid twist, whatever you want to call it, and just crisscrossing it over. And then I'm just gonna take a couple bobby pins and pin it but again, I did not keep this hairstyle this way because it kept coming down and I didn't have closed bobby pins. I just had the open ones and I just had to use what I had to use. But for this video, you'll just see what I did. But I did, like I said, eventually change it. So again, all I did was take the braid twist and just crisscross them over. I still think her hair turned out really cute. She loved it, of course. You see at the top where it's like crisscross, that's where I placed the bow. I mean, a huge bow. She wears those JoJo Siwa bows. So it was huge. So you couldn't see like the top half of her hair anyway. But yeah, this is what her hair looks like. I think her hair turned out super cute. This is a hairstyle I will do on my hair one day, just not anytime soon. I'm not, this probably will be a summer hairstyle because it's winter right now and I'm trying different hairstyles. Some I may record and some I may not. But she loves it. She kept saying, "Ooh, it's cute." As you can see, how her hair flows in the front of her hair, it's not in her face. It's perfect. It's just on the side, and it's not bothering her. But I'm gonna show you a little bit up close and personal of what her hair looks like. She's so cute. She said, "You didn't show him a 360." So here you guys are with the 360. Okay, tell them bye.
Bye guys. Make sure you click subscribe button, turn on notifications. See you later. Bye.